How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be working on my 2015 Chevy Sonic RS. I'm going to be reprogramming the ECU with a Trifecta tune, so let's roll that intro and get started. Alright, so I ordered this tune online about a week ago, and I just ended up getting the package in the mail. So what happened is they emailed me the file with the tune on it, which I've downloaded onto my laptop, and then they also sent me the Flash Pro tuner in the mail. So I got the package here. We're going to open it up, see what we got, and then we're going to get to tuning this thing, and I'll walk you guys through everything, and we'll see how it goes. All right, so here's the package as it came in the mail. I've already cut it open, and we're gonna have a look inside here. So, of course, they hooked it up with a bunch of merch. So we got some stickers and a plate frame, some business cards, and then this is the Flash Pro tuner. So this is what we'll plug into the OBD2 port, and then this end will plug into the laptop, and then that's how we're able to program the computer with the laptop. So I guess it's as simple as plugging it in, and we'll see what happens. All right, guys, so I've been throwing around this idea for a while, probably over a year now. So I've done quite a bit of research looking into what kind of tune I wanted to get on this thing. And I know there's quite a few companies out there that do the tune for the Sonic. One in particular is the BNR tune, and from what I've read, that is a great tune, and it's definitely worth the money, but it definitely costs a lot more than the Trifecta one. So the reason I went with the Trifecta tune is because it was the most cost-effective one that I could find, and to be honest, this is a daily driver. I'm not going to be racing this thing. I just wanted a little bit of extra power for it, and I was really just curious to see what the car is capable of, and I really want to be able to test the numbers on this tune and make sure that it's actually going to give it the power that they advertised. So I believe it's about a 30 horsepower increase is what they're talking. They don't actually say that in words on the website, but they do have a dyno sheet of a stock Sonic versus a Sonic with the tune on it, and it's about a 30 horsepower difference. So what I've done is I've actually gone to a dyno already. So I was running 91 octane. I have a K&N Typhoon intake on the car, and I also have a resonator delete. Those are the only modifications I have on the car. Other than that, it's basically stock. So the baseline power on the Sonic was 124.6 horsepower. That was the best run out of 3. Once I tune the car, then the plan is to bring it back to the dyno. We'll be running the same gas under the exact same conditions, and I want to see how much power it makes from this tune. All right, guys, so I got the laptop set up in the car, and I also got the Flash Pro tuner plugged into the OBD2 port. So this is basically what they send to you in the email, and this is the user guide and kind of the basic instructions on how to do the tune. And then it also comes with the files here. So this is what you would download onto your laptop, and then that has the tune included in it. So basically that's step one, is to download the tune, and then you download the Easy Flash software. Now we're to the point where we need to connect the Flash tuner to the laptop. All right, so I have the one end down there in the OBD2 port, and then this is the USB end. And then it also says to put the vehicle in service mode or turn the key to the run position. And then when we do that, the light on the Flash tuner should turn green. It looks like the light is green now, so we should be good to go. Now that it's connected, we need to open the Easy Flash software. All right, so then this pops up. Do we agree to the terms and conditions? Sure. All right, so now it says click on the Trifecta logo above or select program in the menu above to begin programming your vehicle. All right, guys, so I hit a little bit of a snag there. It's not a big deal, but I didn't actually download the file, which is this one here, which has the tune on it. So I downloaded the program, but not the file itself. So that is what I've just downloaded. So that should get us rolling here now. Okay, so now I'm back into the Easy Flash and I'm going to hit program and hopefully it does something this time. Program vehicle. All right, so now I at least got a screen. It says please connect the cable to the vehicle. All right, so now we got a screen pop up here. We want the custom Trifecta tune. Accept. Double check that the VIN number is correct, and I believe it is. Okay, and now it's asking to enable the transparency option, which I believe just means that if someone were to scan the computer, there wouldn't be any way of knowing that there's a tune on it. So, I mean, it doesn't really make a difference to me because this car has no warranty on it anyway, but sure, let's enable that. We'll accept. All right, so we're now at the step where it's actually programming the vehicle, and the bar is slowly filling up. So we're at 9% right now, 10%. It's actually going pretty quickly. So we'll just wait for that to hit 100, and then it'll probably give us the next steps. So this is exciting. It's actually happening, guys. So at the bottom of the Trifecta email, it states that if your laptop were to die or if your vehicle battery were to die during the vehicle programming, that there is a 99.9% chance that it won't fry your ECU and that you'll be able to start again. But I didn't want to take that risk. It's a 0.01% chance that it may fry my ECU. I don't even know how realistic that is, but I'm not taking any chances. That's why I got the laptop plugged in. My car battery is fully charged, so we should be good for this. It looks like we're at 40% already. It's only been a few minutes, I'd say. Yeah, I think 3 minutes it's been so far since I started. All right, so it just hit 100%, and then this pop-up came up. Module reading, writing completed. Press OK to finish. So we will hit OK. And I guess that is it. I believe we are done, guys. All right, guys, so first things first, I'm gonna make sure the car actually starts after this. So far, so good. We've got no check engine lights. Everything seems normal. Now, the way that we control this tune, apparently it has an on-off feature, is with the cruise control button. So if I have cruise on, when the white light is pictured here, that means we are in stock mode. And then if I was to turn cruise control off, now the light is off. Now we should be in sport mode, or the tune is engaged. All right, guys, so I've driven around town just a little bit doing some light driving. I haven't pushed the car at all, just to warm it up. And I'm on a straightaway right now in town. I'm gonna do a quick little pull and we'll see if it feels any different than it did before. So here we go. Honestly, that feels about the same, but I don't know, maybe it had a bit more torque. All right, guys, I'm just pulling up to the straightaway again, and now I have cruise control turned on, so now the tune should be disengaged. So I'm just gonna try it just for fun to see kind of if it feels any slower or if I notice any difference at all. So we'll give it a go and we'll see what happens. Here we go. When I go into fourth gear, it just kind of feels like the car doesn't want to go. It's like when it gets up into those higher RPMs, that it's like the car is working its butt off, but it's not going anywhere. Whereas before, when I had the tune engaged, I didn't really notice any of that. It kind of just went the whole time. So I definitely think the tune is doing something, but Again, it could just be a placebo effect, like, because I don't have any actual results. So we're not going to know for sure until we hit the dyno. One last thing I want to test on this tune is they do offer a no lift shift option, which means that I should be able to shift gears without taking my foot off the gas. So that is something I want to try and make sure that that actually works as well. So we're going to do one more lap around, and I'm going to try shifting without taking my foot off the gas, and we'll see if that actually works. So I'm pretty curious about that. We're going to see what happens. All right, guys, one more time. I'm at the straightaway again. I have the tune engaged. So I'm going to take off, and then I'm going to try shifting without lifting my foot off the gas, and we'll see what happens, I guess. This is going to be interesting. So here we go. Before, so I don't know how the car would react normally, but it worked. I kept my foot planted the whole time. I wasn't really on it as much as I was before because I didn't want to blow anything up, but it definitely worked. Here, let's try it again. Yeah, boys, she rips. Holy crap. That is quick for a daily driver. For a Chevy Sonic, I should say. That was fun. Alright guys, I made it back home. Car did not blow up, so that's great. First impressions on it. At first I didn't really feel much of a difference until I turned the tune off, and then I went for a rip again, and then just comparing the two side by side, yeah, I definitely noticed a difference, and using that no lift shift option made a huge difference, man. Like when I hit the highway and I just went balls out, it ripped for what it is. I mean, it's a freaking Chevy Sonic, which isn't supposed to be fast. It's supposed to be an economy car. But yeah, it definitely put a smile on my face. So next step is going to be getting down to the dyno, crunching some numbers and getting some actual results to see if what I felt was actually legit or if it was just a placebo effect, because a lot of people, they'll put a tune on their car or a tune on their car, they'll chip their car, whatever, and oh yeah, man, it was so much faster. But it has that effect, right? Because you bought something and installed it on your car and you want to believe that it's faster and that it actually works, which makes you actually think that it is faster. So I really want to get some results on this. Let's head down to the dyno and we're going to get some results. All right, guys, so Tim showed up today, and he's going to come along for the ride and join me on the trip to the dyno. So a couple of buddies of ours, they own a shop that has a dyno, and we got the Sonic. It's got the tune on it. We're going to head to the dyno and see what kind of power she makes. So let's head out there and we'll see how she does. We're excited. Alright guys, so we are all finished up at the dyno, and I've been driving the car for a few weeks now, so let's talk about some results. So what I'm basically going to do is I'm going to pull up the dyno sheets and kind of explain what we're looking at, and kind of compare it to the stock run and compare it to the Trifecta dyno sheet as well. So first I'm going to pull up the dyno sheet posted online by Trifecta, and it kind of shows what their results are for a stock version as well as a tuned version. So their stock version was running 91 octane, same as I was, and they ended up with 125.3 horsepower on their stock run. which is very close to what I got on my stock run, which if you remember was 124.6. So to me, that's very accurate. It means we have a very similar baseline to go off of. And now if you look at their tuned version, which is on the bottom of that sheet, it says that they achieved 156.64 horsepower on their tuned version, again running 91 octane. So that's kind of the result that I was looking for. So now I'm going to pull up the dyno sheet of mine, which this one's going to show the stock run versus the tuned run, and the stock run is going to be in bold. So basically our best run with the tune engaged, we achieved 119.9 overall horsepower. So overall it made less than the advertised 156.64, and also that's less than our stock run even was overall horsepower. So on theirs they showed an increase over the entire curve, but if you look at mine, I only got an increase between 3,500 and 4,500 RPM. So this kind of coincides with how it felt when I was driving the car for the first time, when I was just doing those laps around town. I could notice a difference definitely between, I thought it was like 3,000 to 4,000 RPM. So it's very close to what the dyno results showed, but we didn't actually achieve the results posted on the Trifecta website and what their dyno sheet showed. So we did get an increase in power between 3,500 and 4,500 RPM, which is where you're mostly going to feel it, but it definitely wasn't over the entire curve. It was just between those RPMs. So we definitely did not achieve the advertised power. So then we wanted to check what it would be on their stock version versus the car before it was tuned. So we did a run with the tune disengaged. So this sheet again has before the car was tuned, stock version in bold, and then after the car was tuned, stock version is not bold. So it actually made less power than stock, which was 115.6 on the dyno sheet. And before we tuned the car, it was 124.6 when it was stock. So their stock version, as you can see, is a little bit different than what the car initially was when it was stock. So you can see that the curve is a little bit different there, and they tried to mimic it as best they could, but it's definitely different, and it does make the car feel a lot more sluggish. So this makes sense because I was driving along with the tune disengaged, and as soon as I engaged the tune, the car took off on its own. I didn't even have to move the throttle. So basically they've undertuned it so that the stock version feels slow, and when you engage the tune, it feels that much faster because it's engaging the throttle. So what we actually did is we hooked up a Bluetooth OBD2 reader, and we were able to read what the throttle position was with the tune off. And as soon as we engaged the tune, I didn't move my foot on the pedal at all, but it opened up the throttle 85%. So that's what we're feeling. It feels a lot faster, but overall power is actually slower than it was stock. But they've manipulated it in such a way to make it feel that much faster. So I did end up contacting Trifecta about this. I just wanted to see kind of if I did something wrong to get this result, or if there was something that I should have done differently. So I sent them a very detailed email of kind of what I did, kind of what the conditions were, and what the results were. And their response was just a very generic 3-line email with a few questions, which I had already answered in my initial email. So I responded again, just to answer their questions again. And again, I just got another generic response. And basically what they're saying is I won't notice the full results because the ECU takes a while to learn the tune, is what they're saying. So this was news to me because nowhere on their site do they advertise that. So that also kind of makes sense because when I took the car out the first time, I didn't really notice much difference. And after driving it around town a bit, that's when I started to notice a difference. But I figured, okay, so I asked him further kind of how long it would take for the car to adjust or to learn the tune. And basically they said that as long as the car was driven around and warmed up, it should have learned it. So he said at max it would be about 50 miles. So I told him that I had actually driven the car 75 miles before the dyno, and again it was just generic questions. So I just felt like we weren't really getting anywhere, so I kind of just left it at that. I didn't want to complain too much or anything like that. Overall, I am happy with the way the car performs because it does make more power between 3,500 and 4,500 RPM, which is where I'm going to feel it the most, especially if I'm passing someone on the highway or something like that. So like at the track, maybe it wouldn't perform as well, but I mean, between those RPMs, it is definitely faster, and I do notice a difference, especially during daily driving. If you pull out to pass someone on the highway, for instance, it does make that difference, and it makes it a lot easier to merge into traffic and that kind of thing. So overall, I am happy with it. Maybe we didn't get the same result that was posted online, but honestly, in the end, it's a fun car to drive, which is what my goal was. I want something fun that I can drive to work and back every day. It's not going to be boring, and that's what I got. So overall, like I said, I'm not too disappointed with it, but we just didn't achieve the results that were advertised is all. So that's about going to wrap this video up, guys. Thanks for watching. If this video was helpful for you and you enjoyed it, definitely give me a thumbs up. Drop a comment below if you have any questions for me, or even if you have any suggestions. Maybe I did something wrong. I don't know, maybe there's something that we can do to achieve better results yet. But definitely drop a comment below. Definitely subscribe if you haven't already. We got lots of content coming. We do lots of work on cars and stuff. So if that interests you, definitely subscribe. And yeah, we'll see you guys next time.